After their miraculous escape from Egypt, Moses led the Israelites through the wilderness, following God's promise to lead them to the land flowing with milk and honey. But before they could enter the promised land, they needed something more: guidance, rules to live by. And so they arrived at Mount Sinai, a towering mountain shrouded in clouds and mystery where God would deliver his law. As the Israelites camped at the base of the mountain, Moses ascended alone into the clouds that covered the summit. There, in the presence of God, the earth trembled and the sky thundered. The people below waited anxiously as Moses stood before the Almighty. God's voice echoed through the mountain peaks, and he gave Moses something extraordinary: the 10 Commandments. Laws that would shape the hearts and lives of his chosen people for generations to come. The first commandment: I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me. God demanded that the Israelites worship him alone, the one true God who had delivered them from slavery. The second: you shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above or on the earth beneath. God's people were to trust in him, not in idols or images. The third: you shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. His name was sacred, and they were to speak it with honor and reverence. The fourth: remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. On the seventh day, the people were to rest, just as God had rested after creating the world. The fifth: honor your father and your mother. Respect for one's parents would ensure a long and prosperous life in the land the Lord was giving them. Then came commandments that would ensure justice and morality among the people. The sixth: you shall not murder. The seventh: you shall not commit adultery. The eighth: you shall not steal. The ninth: you shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. And finally, the 10th: you shall not covet the possessions or relationships of others. These laws were more than rules. They were a covenant between God and his people, a guide to living a life of holiness, justice, and love. Through these commandments, God showed his people how to live in harmony with him and with one another. After 40 days and 40 nights, Moses descended from the mountain, carrying 2 stone tablets inscribed with the commandments. His face glowed with the light of God's presence, and the Israelites stood in awe as he approached. These laws, written by the very hand of God, were a gift to his people, a foundation for their lives and their faith. Next, join us for the story of Noah's Ark in 3 minutes, where we witness God's call to Noah to build a great ark and save his family and the animals from the great flood. Click here to watch now and continue your journey through these powerful stories of faith. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and thank you for being part of our community as we share these stories that inspire and uplift us all.